Testing.
I just did that for you.
We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll go ahead and begin with the pledge. And Ray, we go release the pledge.
Ready? Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilmember Boland,
Here.
Councilmember Cullen,
Here.
Vice Mayor Lauder,
Here.
Councilmember Rawlings,
Here.
and Mayor Titus.
Here. Okay, there was a request that we move up item 3, the closed session item, move it up now. And since there's so many people here that may want to address council on that, is there consensus to do that at all?
I think they should have to suffer through hearing all the budgets.
That could be extremely painful. I wasn't just looking at it.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so if anybody has, is here, has anything they'd like to talk to council about, for item number 3, please put a card in, and we have one here. So go ahead and call the person up.
I have a card from Dr. John Loero. John Loero.
Back here, any other cards?
I'm trying to fill one out.
There's another one for coming as well.
Okay, another one here. All right.
I didn't know if this was a public agenda
That
or a
doesn't
public meeting.
Well, this one,
This
this
is
was,
an agenda item, so
this, we can talk about it.
Jim Harding. Well, I'll just call them in the order I received them.
Okay.
Jim, if you'd like to start.
Name's Jim Harding. Some of you know me. We just, unfortunately, I'd say, recently sold our home here in town after 18 years and bought the lot directly contiguous to the parcel on Betty Creek you're looking at. So I'm the proud owner of potentially the closest address to your new sewer plant. I'm not honestly real thrilled about that. If any of you could imagine building your dream home against potentially, and I say potentially, I know that you would argue that this is way down the road, lots of unknowns, but would you want to put your life savings into a home next to this? I've spent time in the sewer industry. I've got the certifications, to do the inspections and the maintenance and the upkeep in this town. We operate systems. I talk to the engineers, I talk to people behind the scenes, and what I think we're looking at is down the road, you're going to decide to put ponds and irrigation and this sort of thing down there. And I'm just not real happy about it. That's from a personal standpoint. From a businessman standpoint, I don't see the need for the town to have a sewer. Myself and some of you included have got advanced systems. We take care of our stuff on site. This is the same kind of technology that we're going to use if we haul it down the hill and put it in the field somewhere. There's some constrained lots. There's also some lots on Skyway I see that are just dead empty. Right behind our tire store up there, there's got to be an acre of land not being used, hasn't been used in 35 years. Used to be a lumber yard. I don't hear anybody talking about trying to do something out there to help out some of these businesses. I see a lot of other options, and I ask, why are you looking seriously at 230 acres contiguous to 40 new homes when I drive for 5 miles through the rolling hills down to Chico? There's got to be another parcel down there that can be bought reasonably, has lots of room, and you can do it just like a dump. You can be all out while they're alone. When they put the dump in 35, 40 years ago, they didn't put it right at the town limits of Chico or Ville or Paradise. They put it out in the middle of nowhere. And I'd ask that somebody look for that. So, other than that, that's my input. Thank you very much.
Next card is Lauren Harvey.
Thank you, Council, for hearing me. I'd just like to suggest an alternative idea that I've been suggesting for a long time. I'd like you to think about buying up the distressed property up and down Skyway, and then changing that into public parking, and underneath it, put the drain fields. It looks like to me we could solve two things with one money, and maybe even you could get grant money for it. Because you could do the same as they did at the El Rey there, and get grant money for parking rides, and underneath that you could use it for the drain system, and that would open it up for all of the businesses downtown to have parking without talking about narrowing down Skyway or anything. So I'd like you to consider that while you're considering other ideas, because that 203 acres has a little stream right at the bottom of it. I don't know if you know that or not, but it has a running stream down there at the bottom of it, so that's going to be a problem too. Thank you.
Next card is Claude Means.
My name's Claude Means, and some of you know me. I don't know all the technicalities of the sewer system. I just know what an eyesore would be for our community. Coming up the Skyway, you have a lookout. You look out over this beautiful land, you turn around and you look at a shithole. Excuse me for the language, but I mean, that's kind of how I see it, you know, and from my front yard, that's what I'll see. You know, I built a new home, and a lot of us here have done that, and it's been a hard road for us to do it. Our subdivision is finally starting to pick up a little bit so that we can be self-supporting. And with this new thing, it will tank everything then. I understand that it's going to do just the Skyway businesses. There's got to be money better spent. I mean, there's only, if you, from Skyway to my shop, there's about 20 empty buildings already. Where are we going to get the funds to make them join? If you can't rent your business out, how are you going to pay to, you know, put a system into your system? As a business owner, I would be totally against it. So that's my input, and please take that into consideration. Thank you.
My next card is Al Ledford.
Yes, good morning. I'm Al Ledford. I'm the president of the Blue Oak Terrace Owners Association, representing 40 lots in our subdivision. We're completely opposed to this proposal because, as you've heard previously, of the problems that it presents, but all of our homes are custom homes. We spend a lot of money putting them in there, and we don't feel that we should have a wastewater plant built right next to us. Now, I know your plans are to put underground and what have you, but once you start in, then Katie, bar the door, because from then on you do what you want to do, and we have nothing to say about it. So we oppose it from the beginning. We've already taken a 30% hit on our property values in that area. If just the word of this getting out is going to drop our property values a good 20% to start with. We're already down from $800,000 homes to $500,000 homes. Then you take another 100,000 off, and then you build some more and take another 100 off. So you see where you put us in that position. Had we known this when we first went in there, we wouldn't have went in there. We'd have said, you guys can have it, I don't want any part of it. But we're there, and we're invested heavily. Even though the city doesn't get our taxes, we still pay a lot of taxes on the property. When you originally was looking into this, you drilled the test holes and the wells and so forth, so you got all of that underground structure information ready to go. So now, if you get the funding, all you have to do is go in and inspect your project. By the way, did you know that you have the easement to go through our property to get to this property? So what would keep you and all of your equipment from running up and down our roadways all of this time? you could say, well, we'll just build an entryway of our own. But that means that you would go down the Skyway another half a mile, turn around and come back and get into your facility. So that isn't really feasible. You'd be going right through our property. We couldn't do anything about it. Who takes care of our roads, you know, and on and on and on and on. It just gets bigger and bigger as we look at it, and we want you to look at it the same way. Look at it at the way that you live in this area, that you've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars, and someone right over here is going to put in a facility, even though innocently it's just underground and what have you. But 200 acres will handle a lot of these wastewater pods that you can build. So we completely oppose it. And we know you don't have the money to do it. You never had the money to do it back in 2005, so you withdrew. Then you decided you wanted a pipeline down to Chico. Okay, that, I don't know how far that's gone, but now you're back to phase 3 again, our area. And we don't like it. We don't like it one bit, and we really oppose it. So here we are, like I say, back to phase 3 again. Now, we know you don't have the money. You say, well, we're gonna get the money, and maybe you will sooner or later. But we're gonna oppose you all the way, completely. Also, I would request that the council direct the town clerk to notify us of any actions to be taken surrounding this parcel to all of the landowners surrounding this parcel. So if you would do that, so we'd have prior notice rather than reading it in the paper and writing it down here to do it, because we would have had all 40 of us sitting here had we had the time. Well, 37, the bank owns 7 lots, so they probably would have come. Anyway, thank you.
All citizens who want to, Mr. Ledford, all citizens who would like an agenda can request us to send them one, either by email or by hard copy. So just give us your email
Okay,
address.
we'll do that.
Any citizen will put you on the email list, and then you'll receive all
That's
agendas,
even
all
better.
notices of special meetings and so forth. So
Good.
just give us your email address.
I'll send
We'll
you
take
a
care of that.